All right. So thank you guys all for being here. It's really fun to have some interest in the program. On a whole, we're really excited about where we are. When you look at the big picture, we're 4-2-2, both losses coming on. How will I say it? Both losses coming on unfortunate penalty kick calls against us. So, we've given up 4 goals. 2 of those are on penalty kicks. Defensively, we're really, really sound, and on the attack, we're continuing to create a lot of really, really quality opportunities. And for us, we would be concerned if we weren't creating the opportunities that we are. But we continue to look dangerous. We just have to have consistency in finishing. So on a whole, happy with where we are. Great opportunity with Michigan here on Thursday, and looking forward to responding to the Wisconsin loss.
Sydney, obviously she's been a scorer in the past,
Yep.
but this year she's really come on, ranks second in the Big Ten, I should say, in goals scored. How had she really come into her own in her final year here?
Well, I think for Sid, Sid's a player who has a lot of confidence, and I think that's key in the role that she plays. You have to be willing to fail over and over, because you're going to fail a lot more than you're going to be successful. If it was easy to score, goal scorers wouldn't be paid as much as they are at the next level. And so for Sid, over the course of the summer, she made a real commitment to this being a priority. She came in as fit as she's ever been. She's been more consistent on the ball in terms of keeping possession for us, as well as being dangerous and being able to score goals. It seems when she scores, they come in droves. So, for a senior to break out the way that she has, and to have been consistent in her play like she has, we're really excited for her.
And then going to the pros, Simone Colander and Josie Stever, they're both playing professionally now. How did they sort of act as mentors for her last year?
Yeah, I think, that group as a whole, really, really special group. You've got those two and Tara all playing overseas right now. Rashida is going to be looking to take that step. She's currently rehabbing an injury, and she's going to be looking to take that step as well. And I think for all of those players, they were able to show what you can do with some commitment and dedication and hard work, and they're really, really supportive. Rashida was just at our Wisconsin game and talked to a bunch of the girls afterwards. Josie and Simone are very active. There's a lot of people FaceTiming with them on a consistent basis right now, and they've made it a point to say, hey, you can come to Minnesota, you can have a great career at Minnesota and accomplish some great things in championships and things like that, and then take the next step and play at the next level. So it's been great for the program that way.
Okay, and then did either of those two, or did you sort of give Sydney advice when she was scoring these goals, but only started 2 games a season ago?
Yeah, I think with Sid, in previous seasons, she's been very up and down. The consistency of her possession rate was very up and down. If you look back to last year, her possession rate in a lot of games was about 30%, which is not good enough to be in a consistent starting role. So again, she made this a priority over the course of the summer, and has taken a lot of what we've given her to work on and gotten to work on it, and her possession rate is higher than it's ever been, which has led to consistency in her being dangerous.
And then what were some of those things you really gave her to work on in the offseason?
Holding off pressure, receiving balls with pressure on her back, playing quickly in those moments, recognizing opportunities to come off the restraining line and work the space between the midfield and the back line for the opposition, recognizing in those moments when she's not under pressure and can face up and look to go at defenses and open up the width, opportunities to make runs from inside out, to get played in behind as well, because she is very pacey as well, and I don't think a lot of people give her credit for that piece.
And then is she the kind of player that's going to sort of yell at teammates to fire them up, or is she more calm and collective type?
She is super calm and collective. She is very, very low-key. She's got a great swagger about her, and I think that confidence I think pours over to the players around her of, if Sid doesn't get frazzled, why am I getting frazzled?
Just more general questions.
Sure.
Last year Big Ten champions and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
What, going into this year, what did you know that you were going to have to build on to kind of achieve that success?
Yeah, I think heading out of last season is the better question, right? We had all 4 who are playing at the next level right now graduated in December, and so the spring was about reshaping the identity without 4 big personality players who played major roles for us over multiple seasons. And so all spring it was about reshaping the confidence and who could emerge as personality players for us in place of those 4. And when you have as much veteran experience as what we have on this team and in this starting lineup, it's more about the team than it is about any individual player. And so for us to establish we can keep the ball better than we ever have been able to. We can build out of the back better than what we've been able to do, which gives us more composure as we enter the final third. I think all of those things were strengths that we were able to grow throughout the course of the spring, to where when we came in August, we were building at a further point than what we have been in years past.
So right now you feel like it's more of a reloading versus a rebuilding type?
Absolutely.
Kind of fun
Yeah,
for you?
for this year, for sure, because in the starting lineup right now, we don't have any freshmen. We have freshmen who are coming off the bench and playing good roles and providing good minutes for us. But we have a junior in the goal. Across the back line, it's senior, junior, senior, sophomore. In the midfield, it's junior, junior, senior. Up front, it's junior, junior, senior to start or senior, senior, junior rather to start the game. And so you've got players who have played a lot of minutes up to this year. They're stepping into new roles, some of them, but they've had that experience under their belt to where there's not a feeling out process. They've been there before.
How important is Thursday? I mean, obviously you don't want to start 0-2. I mean, this is it's an important game, obviously.
Every game's important, and we go into every game with the intent to find a way to win that game. And, as I said, to start this whole thing out, the 2 losses have been unfortunate and things that we feel are outside of our control that made that final result happen. But at the same time, we always go back and we look at film and we say, look, we created enough opportunities to win the game. We have to put those away to make sure that we don't leave it in the hands of someone else. And so, we've been doing individual meetings this week with the upperclassmen. Last week we had the underclassmen. And with the upperclassmen, even after the results against Wisconsin, there's no lull of belief. There's no, panic mode or anything like that. The team is very happy about where we are. They're very excited about what we can still accomplish this season. So we're excited to get after it again this weekend.
How good's Michigan, and what will you guys have to do?
Yeah, Michigan's good. They're always good. That's the thing about the Big Ten, is that the Big Ten is good. I think the Big Ten on a whole is stronger. The fun thing about Michigan is it seems every year they come out with a game plan specific to us. You can watch as much film and then you step out on game day and it's something different for us. Last year when we played them in the regular season, what that meant is they were sitting a lot of numbers behind the ball, playing for the counter, and every time the ball was going out of bounds, taking at least 30 seconds to get it back in play, if not longer when they could stretch it. So they were trying to slow the game down as much as they could and play for the counter. We don't know what it's going to look like this year. We know that they've got some talented attacking players that we're going to have to continue to be very organized defensively. They've played multiple keepers this year, so we don't know which one we're going to see. But they've all given up goals too. So for us, it's staying strong and organized defensively, taking care of the ball the way that we're capable of, coming into the game sooner than 30 minutes into it. We've got to start a little bit stronger than what we have in terms of finding our rhythm and continuing to create quality opportunities and working until they fall.
You mentioned Michigan playing multiple keepers. You obviously had kind of the keeper change early with the injury to Kaylee. What's it been like replacing someone like Tara Hobbs, who played so many minutes for you so many years, and then doing that and having multiple players hop in? How have they done kind of filling that role?
Yeah, Tara is kind of an anomaly at this level of coming in and starting as a freshman and being able to play for 4 years. And she was certainly a really, really good keeper. What I've liked about both keepers that we have right now is they bring different things to the table, and they've both been really consistent. With Maddie Nielsen, the freshman, she got her opportunity when we had an incident in pregame where Kaylee, had an injury where she had to go to the hospital and everything. And, so here's a freshman who finds out 30 seconds before the game that not only are you playing, but you're starting. So let's go, you know. So I think it was great for her because she didn't have time to think about it. She just had to be ready, and everybody on the team stepped up to, you know, let her know, hey, we're confident in you. We're gonna be great for you, and we know you're gonna do what we need you to do. You know, and she played 3 games and played well in those 3 games. I think the future is really, really bright for her, and I think that getting the taste as a freshman is going to keep her hungry. You know, I think right now, I mean, every day that she comes out, she's battling. She's making some great saves throughout training, and the difference between her and Kaylee right now is Kaylee is so clean with her feet on a hole, you know, and that's something that Tara, you know, struggled with over the course of the 4 years, was her distribution from feet. So having a keeper who's sound with her feet, with the way that we play, where we end up playing a lot of balls back to our keeper when teams try to play behind us, helps us be able to build the other direction. So been happy with both.
And then offensively, when you try to tweak it so you can, you know, get a few more balls in the net, get a few more goals on the scoreboard, is it a matter of some tactical tweaks, or is it just staying the course, keeping those chances coming, and eventually they're going to fall because they're good chances?
Yeah, I think it's that for sure. You know, again, if we were taking a lot of shots from distance right now, if we weren't feeling dangerous consistently, we'd be a little bit concerned. But you know, if you look at, you know, again, Sid, you know, has scored some goals this year, and she scored goals over the past few years coming off the bench. You know, Gurnis has scored goals in the past. April scored goals in the past, and while April hasn't scored yet, April's very involved in getting us the dangerous looks, getting us in behind. She's a kid who can stretch defenses in an incredible way. She's one of those players who's actually faster with the ball at her feet, which is really scary. That's like a Cristiano Ronaldo. You know, the ball gets to this kid's feet, and you better go, because this kid's going to create something. You know, Kelly, you know, she's another one who can break through and create good looks for other people. Molly out of the midfield, you know, is somebody who's starting to learn how to get more dangerous and put herself in dangerous places. And you know, Megan has had her moments where she's gotten good looks. So we're very confident in this group, and you know, like I said before, if scoring goals were easy, soccer scores would be a lot higher than what they are. So we're creating quality looks, and you know, we believe in the group that's out there.
And some of the flip side of having starters now who have gotten minutes in the past means that you're playing a lot of freshmen out, even in these tough games, even on the road, even when it's a tie game, even when it's an extra time. What's it like for them to come in, you know, from their perspective, having to come in, and even if they ease in over the season, what's it like for them to get minutes early? And what's it like for you when you're kind of like, well, no, we're committed to this. We're committed to players playing early so that they're ready eventually. Yeah,
and I think that's the big piece, right? Is that us having the confidence to do that instills natural confidence in those players. And if you talk to those who are getting those minutes, there's no lack of confidence that's there. And I think that the biggest thing for them to overcome is speed of play and physicality. You know, like that's the biggest jump from the club level and the high school level to the college level, especially, you know, in a Power 5 conference, is they're not used to being under as much pressure as quickly as what they are. And so, you know, the quicker that they're able to adjust to that, the more significant minutes they'll be able to give to us.
How has Kaylee Sharp developed as a goaltender since her first year?
Yeah, so, you know, I mean, she's been waiting in the wings here to get an opportunity, and you know, over the course of the spring, she started to get those opportunities, and then this fall, you know, stepping in, and she hasn't seen a lot of really, really dangerous looks, but what she's seen, she's done well with, right? Like, again, only 2 goals given up in the run of play, and one of those was not her giving up the goal. So her and Maddie have each given up 1 in the run of play. For Kaylee, it's always a confidence factor. You know, like for her, you know, in terms of stepping into the big game experience, it's how confident is she in her ability, because everybody else has all the confidence in the world, and she just has to get 1 good touch, and that kid's on fire for the rest of the time. And now that she has multiple games, she doesn't have to wait for the first touch. She goes in with that confidence, which is great.
And what qualities do you see in her that you probably couldn't teach as a coach?
God, that you can't teach. I mean, confidence is something you can't teach, right? Like, confidence is something that has to come from within. We can try to drive as much belief into an individual as what we want, but at some point, if they don't believe it themselves, you know, you're gonna fall short. And you know that it's taken a while for her to realize and to be self-sufficient for her confidence. It used to be, how are other people reacting to what is going on? And she's been able to really take the steps that she's needed to not have to rely on other people for her confidence, and to not let other people's opinions affect her confidence. So I think that that's been the biggest step that she's been able to take that can't be taught.
So you said when she got the first touch there, she'd be confident. Was it just like a pregame nerves thing then?
Yeah, it was just the lack of experience at this level and stuff, you know. Like, she played for Real Colorado in Colorado, which is one of the top clubs in that area. So it's not like she hasn't played in big games, but to not play for 2 years and then all of a sudden it's your turn and you're called upon, that's a big piece. No matter how good you've felt about yourself, you haven't played in a real game in how long? You know, it's been a very, very long time. I mean, think about that, 365 days in a year, and you've gone through 2 of those without playing. That's a big ask. And you know, for her to get to the point where she refound that confidence, I think was huge.
Well, I'm kind of getting off the X and O's a little bit, but
Yeah.
How exciting is it to watch this team right now? This is the most success this program has had. How fun is it for fans to watch this team?
I'm not a fan, so I can only go based on, you know, what we feel when we're playing, and half the time I have no idea how many people are in the stands or anything else. But you know, when in those moments where you actually allow yourself to soak it in, I mean, we love the environment here. And one of the things that I think is special about our environment is it's tight, right? Like, you're right at the field. You can see everything that's happening. You can hear everything that's being said. You know, and so we like that when people come in and play us here, they feel like they're up against the whole freaking state of Minnesota. You know, it's an incredible environment, and one that people hate to come and play at, because we have a fantastic field. We have great crowd support, and you know, I think we play a pretty exciting brand. You know, like, we put people under a lot of pressure and we try to turn them over very quickly. And on the flip side of it, we do a really nice job of moving the ball and being dynamic and creative in the attack. And so, you know, I would like to think it's really fun to come out and watch us play. What do you guys think? You've been at games.
My first one was the double overtime.
Oh,
against
those are always great.
Providence.
And then with Sharp, was there a moment or game, I guess I should say, for you where you're like, wow, she's really coming to her own?
I think for me, you know, like, going and opening the regular season at Washington State, you know, a Pac-12 opponent, that's one of the toughest places to play in the country, you know, where they had a ton of fans. They have the band right by her goal, to where she, like, all she hears is that. You know, our players have a hard time hearing her communicate from that position, and for her to make a couple of good saves in a big Power 5 game like that was a moment where we're going to be fine.